first of all, welcome you to Atlanta, and thank you for taking this time out.
Jim, that's what I'm here for.
And first of all, I want to say, without any conscious desire to...
For decades, a Newport Beach mansion quietly held John Wayne's deepest secrets. When the legendary actor passed away in 1979, his home was immediately sealed. Every photograph, letter, and personal item locked away, untouched for more than 30 years. It wasn't until 2011 that the doors finally opened, revealing treasures that stunned fans and historians alike, from record-breaking movie props to a shocking will that would divide his family. This is the story of what really happened to the Duke's fortune. John Wayne was born Marion Robert Morrison on May 26, 1907, in Winterset, Iowa. At birth, he weighed an extraordinary 13 pounds, a detail so unusual that the local newspaper reported it. Even from the very start, his life seemed destined to be larger than life. At just 3 years old, he fell into an icy creek and nearly drowned. A passing stranger saved him, and that early brush with death seemed to instill a resilience that would define him for the rest of his life. His name would undergo one of its first transformations early in life. When his parents had another son, they chose to name him Robert, prompting Marion's middle name to change to Mitchell. A small change on the surface, perhaps, but one that hinted at the reinventions and transformations that would come later in his career. In 1914, the family moved to Glendale, California, after his father's business failed. It was here that Marion earned the nickname Duke, inspired by his Airedale Terrier, also named Duke. Wherever young Marion went, the dog went, and local firefighters affectionately referred to them as Big Duke and Little Duke. The nickname stuck, and Marion Morrison became known to the world as Duke. Growing up, Wayne loved football, and in 1925 he earned a scholarship to the University of Southern California, studying pre-law and joining the Sigma Chi fraternity. But his dreams of football stardom ended abruptly after a shoulder injury from body surfing. Losing the scholarship was devastating, and it seemed like his life was taking a sharp detour. Yet, as fate would have it, this accident steered him toward the path that would make him an icon. In 1927, Wayne found work at Fox Studios as a prop man, earning $35 a week. It wasn't glamorous, but it gave him a foothold in Hollywood. His first on-screen appearance wasn't even as an actor, but as an uncredited football player in the 1926 film Brown of Harvard. During this time, he formed a crucial friendship with director John Ford, who saw raw potential in him and advised a name change to something stronger. Out of a few options, John Wayne was chosen, a name that would go down in history. Wayne's early acting career was anything but easy. Between 1930 and 1939, he appeared in over 80 low-budget westerns, often filmed in just a couple of days. He earned barely enough to survive, sometimes eating only a can of beans heated on a hot plate. By 1938, he was so discouraged that quitting Hollywood seemed like a real possibility. But everything changed with Stagecoach in 1939. The studio initially wanted a more established actor like Gary Cooper, but John Ford insisted on Wayne, even threatening to leave the project if the studio refused. Wayne played the Ringo Kid, a lawman with a strong moral compass, and his first scene, just seconds long, required 27 takes because he was so nervous. Yet, the performance cemented his status as a star. The film earned 7 Academy Award nominations and won 2. And though Wayne's pay was just $3,700, his life would never be the same. From that point on, Wayne became the quintessential Western hero. He rejected roles that conflicted with his rugged image, turning down films like The Maltese Falcon and High Noon. His collaboration with John Ford continued for over 50 years, yielding 14 influential films that reshaped Hollywood. Their relationship was complicated. Ford was notoriously tough, often humiliating actors, including Wayne, on set. During The Searchers in 1956, Wayne had to redo a simple scene 17 times, yet he never complained, believing Ford's harsh methods brought out his best work. Though The Searchers wasn't immediately recognized by the Oscars, it is now considered one of the greatest films ever made. Their final collaboration, Donovan's Reef in 1963, was nearly shelved because of health concerns and age, but Wayne persuaded Ford to direct, showcasing their versatility even in later years. Wayne's first Oscar nomination came with Sands of Iwo Jima in 1949, playing Sergeant John Stryker. Initially reluctant due to the character's similarity to his past roles, Wayne was convinced by Republic Pictures president Herbert Yates, who offered $250,000 and a share of the profits, a huge sum at the time. The film's production was grueling, with flamethrowers and explosives creating a dangerous set, even knocking Wayne unconscious for 30 minutes at one point. The movie included authentic footage from the Battle of Iwo Jima, blending real and staged scenes so seamlessly that audiences believed it was entirely genuine. Despite his powerful performance, Wayne lost the Oscar to Broderick Crawford, a loss he would not overcome for another 11 years. Wayne's passion project, The Alamo in 1960, was one of his riskiest endeavors, mortgaging his house, cars, and even his boat to finance the $12 million production. He built a full-scale replica of the Alamo using over 1.5 million adobe bricks. The construction alone took 2 years and included painstaking historical details. Filming was an enormous effort. 7,000 extras, 1,500 horses, and 79 days in sweltering heat, with accidents along the way. Despite the mixed reviews and disappointing box office, the film cemented Wayne's commitment to authenticity and American history. In 1970, Wayne finally won an Oscar for True Grit, portraying Rooster Cogburn, a one-eyed U.S. Marshal. He almost declined the role due to age and recovering from lung cancer surgery. Filming in Colorado presented harsh conditions, with high altitude and freezing temperatures, and Wayne required oxygen between scenes. Yet he delivered a career-defining performance, fully embracing the character's physical and emotional challenges. His acceptance speech famously quipped, "If I'd known this, I'd have put that patch on 35 years earlier." Wayne's personal life was as dramatic as his on-screen persona. He married 3 times, faced affairs, including a long-term relationship with Marlene Dietrich, and navigated turbulent relationships with his children. His final partner, Pat Stacey, stayed by his side during his battle with cancer, managing his life and ensuring his comfort until his death in 1979. Wayne battled lung and stomach cancer, surviving a risky lung removal surgery in 1964, and continued advocating for cancer research even from his hospital bed. Wayne's legacy extended beyond film. He loved real estate, owning iconic properties like his Newport Beach mansion. When he died, his estate, valued at $6.85 million in 1979, roughly $25 million today, surprised many, considering his immense fame. Disputes among his children over his will and estate continued for decades, highlighting the complexity of his personal life. In 2011, an auction of over 700 personal and career items gave fans a rare glimpse into his private world, from movie scripts and costumes to his last driver's license. Some items sold for staggering amounts. His Green Beret costume fetched $179,200, a cowboy hat $119,500, and his True Grit Golden Globe $143,400. Yet Wayne's life was not without controversy. His 1971 Playboy interview revealed comments on race that have sparked debates about his legacy for decades. By 2020, some called for renaming John Wayne Airport in Orange County due to his statements, while others defended his contributions to film and American culture. USC even removed a John Wayne exhibit in 2020 in response to concerns about inclusivity, further fueling discussions about separating art from the personal beliefs of its creators. John Wayne passed away on June 11, 1979, at 72. His death marked the end of an era. Thousands mourned, leaving flowers, notes, and cowboy hats outside UCLA Medical Center and his homes. The Orange County Airport was later renamed in his honor, and the John Wayne Cancer Foundation continues to support cancer research. Today, Wayne's films, memorabilia, and life story remain celebrated, controversial, and endlessly fascinating. A true reflection of the man behind the myth.